Hello, everyone, and welcome to... I almost did my other podcast. Welcome to the Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast. I am one of the students, Morg.
I'm the other student, Devon.
And I'm the teacher, Dan.
I'm very professional.
Yeah.
What, 17 and 19?
Yeah, episode 17 and 19. I decided to skip 18. I just want to try to go over what I think are, like, essential or noteworthy episodes. And I figured we could skip that one.
Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Hedgehog.
Hedgehog, yeah.
Yeah.
So... Let's see, is there any preamble? I don't think there's any Sonic news, so no preamble. You want to get right into it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright. So, we open up with... Oh shit, I forgot to open up my notes. Hang on.
So we started with 17, which is Over the Hill Hero, which, we open with, like, a town being bombed by sneeze bombs.
Yeah, they seem to be dropping just, like, big clouds of pepper that make people sneeze. I wish I didn't know that people could be weird about sneezes. Otherwise, this would be normal.
No, I forgot about that.
I purposely don't think about that kind of stuff. Oh, man. But, they're, like, full of pepper or something, and it's Scratch and Grounder dropping them.
Yeah, they're on balloons.
And Scratch does a funny blowing his nose because he has sinuses, but Grounder doesn't.
Yeah. That's a detail.
Yeah.
This is Hilltop Village, which is the name of a location in Sonic 2, Hilltop Zone. It doesn't look like this, though. But Sonic's here to save the day. So he ends up getting a hold of an undetonated sneeze bomb. But then someone else comes in to save the day. It's Captain Rescue.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a raccoon superhero, man. And I was like, why didn't you call him, like, Rescue Raccoon or something?
I wonder if that's copyrighted. It feels like something
Maybe.
that would happen. But his gimmick is that he's got gadgets, but right now, he's just being a bit of a pain. He tries to keep the bomb from exploding by putting a bell on Sonic, but that still hits Sonic, so that's not helpful at all.
And it makes Sonic all sneezy because it like blows up while they're under the bell.
To be fair, Sonic is like, you missed the bomb, and he got it. It just Sonic was holding it.
Captain Rescue is like an overweight superhero in an ill-fitting costume, and he's also like, this is established many times, he's like middle-aged or something. Maybe in his 50s, I don't know.
I mean, okay, this is super unimportant, but they do mention he did something in, like, 67.
Yeah.
So I would assume maybe he was, like, somewhere like 18 to 20, so. And then this was made in, like, the 90s, so you do the math.
Yeah.
But he's just, like, this chubby, like, funny, out of shape superhero guy that has, like, all these gadgets that do various things. It's like a utility belt. It's very Batman, like, goofy Batman.
Yeah, that's about right. Like, like, he shows, like, this montage of him in his younger days, like, saving people and rescuing people and so on. And, yeah, his whole thing, he's got gadgets, he's got a bunch of titles that I don't remember off the top of my head. One is, like... I know I have it... I don't know. The Golden Boy of Gadgets, that's it.
His costume is yellow, so Golden Boy makes sense.
When it, like, shows this, it like, shows this thing that says your public library presents Captain Rescue, which I assume it's a reference to, like, old educational films.
Oh yeah, probably. Or like a PBS kind of thing. Did they show the public broadcast thing, or like was that after Sonic made the balloons sneeze?
I think that happens. Oh shit, that does happen before. Yeah, Sonic like defeats Scratch and Grounder by making the balloon sneeze with the missiles. It's some cartoon bullshit. They crash into each other. He saved the day.
It's they're like personified balloons just to sneeze.
Yeah.
The rockets sneeze too.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we see him in his heyday.
Yeah.
And Sonic's like, well, you're washed out. Fuck off.
Yeah, that's about right. And he's like, he says something like, Robotnik would eat that guy for lunch, and then we transition to Robotnik with Robotnik biting down.
Yeah, that was an interesting choice. But what is he like shows? Wait, is this the episode where he plays poker, or is that the next one?
That's the next one.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah, Robotnik builds an impenetrable, has revealed his newest invention, which is a totally impenetrable force field. It's
egg-shaped.
Yeah,
no surprise.
Yeah. His plan, which he brings up, is like he wants to like access the satellite and set it around Hilltop so it can encompass the entire world and force Sonic out into space.
Yeah. He's like, I want to control
Is he gonna...
What?
Can he set the force field to no hedgehogs?
I think, like... I assume the deal is he just needs, like, the satellite to amplify the strength.
Yeah, like the energy.
If it's like... Yeah, but if it's like a shield that's expanding from a point, can he set it so it doesn't just push everybody out into space?
Yeah, I assume he could set it to no Sonics allowed.
He could probably... I mean, he wants people on the planet so they can worship him, I think.
He has a no hedgehog button on his force field generator.
Yeah.
I'm
not sure.
Yeah, so Sonic and Tails go back to Hilltop Zone to, like, just keep an eye on Robotnik. And then, because they assume he's just gonna strike here again after the last plan failed. And then these...
Which is interesting, because they give the excuse of, like, oh, he wants to strike twice because he is a bad guy. It's worth doing twice. But, this whole, like, episode centers on this hilltop town. Hence the hill in the name, but they don't know that Robotnik's trying to... get the fucking... satellite. It's just very convenient.
Yeah. Then, like, Robotnik sends out these 3 robots that look like, British palace guards, beefeaters.
I didn't know they were called beef eaters. And he, like, Sonic dresses up as, like, some kind of captain or commander kind of guy. What does he say he is? Captain?
I don't remember the full title, just said he was a general.
Oh, general, that's right.
Yeah, and...
he's like, I'm in control, actually.
Yeah, he lists off an extremely long military law that... to Scratch and Grounder that they don't bother to understand, but he says he's in control, actually. And he then marches the soldiers off a cliff. I recognize this bit from a YouTube poop. I used to watch a lot of YouTube poops when I was a kid, and this is definitely one I recognize. So Captain Rescue shows up, and he's gonna fight against Scratch and Grounder. To his defense, he does okay at first, like, blocks an attack with his shield, he sends out a bunch of, like, pikes to surround them, he shocks one of them with jumper cables, I think. But all of that's for naught because Scratch can just throw him off a cliff. Which he does.
He just, like, balls him up into a ball and tosses him off a cliff.
Yeah.
And Sonic has to save him by, like, slingshotting himself over the cliff, too.
Yeah.
And then the two of them, like, run into Scratch and Grounder. But, like, when Sonic's slingshotting, he's like, I'm getting sick of this guy.
Yeah. He's had enough of this dude.
It's Sonic into the Always Sunny thing.
Yeah. Like, Sonic... As the scene ends, like, we see Robotnik approach by pulling up the shot like it's a curtain, and then announcing he's going to use Captain Rescue to defeat Sonic. I assume he's telling us, the viewer, this.
I'm like, thanks, I guess, Doctor?
Yeah.
Dr. Eggman, you shouldn't have. Stay in your own lane, man.
Yeah.
But he does that because Sonic is still kind of mean to the raccoon guy, Captain Rescue, and he, like, walks off because he's, like, sad by being insulted. Tails is like, why did you do that? That was mean.
Yeah. He's like, 'cause I gotta. You know, you gotta. And then we cut to Captain Rescue moping on a rock. And then Robotnik comes out from a hole underneath the rock to talk to him. And he manipulates Captain Rescue into working for him by pretending to be, like, a fan who invents stuff. And
yeah, he says... I'm like, how long has Dr. Robotnik been at this? Like, you would think that Captain Rescue has seen him doing bad stuff and had to stop him before. But no, he just goes along with it. He's like, oh yeah, let's use these anti-badnik weapons you have.
Yeah, like, that episode we talked before about, like, him and, like, Lucas and Lucinda, he would have been in, like, his mid-40s. So, yeah, he's almost as old as Captain Rescue. Not as old, but almost.
Yeah, and I would assume that Eggman's just kind of been evil his whole life based on, like, how he acted as a teenager.
Yeah. That seems to be the case with him.
At least in this continuity.
Yeah. Oh boy. Just thinking about some Robotnik origins over the various continuities. So.
Dr. Kinto.
Dr. Kintobor. There's the one. There's. I'm thinking about movie Robotnik. I'm thinking about, like,
Oh, yeah!
Yeah? Comic
No,
Robotnik?
I'm just thinking about, now I'm thinking about movie Robotnik and how Carrie was so good.
Thinking about funny Jim Carrey.
So, where was I? Okay, so...
Oh, yeah, he convinces, the Captain Rescue to, like, help him out, kind of. But not in, like, the normal way that I feel like a lot of villains do it, where it's like, oh, I thought he was gonna be like, oh, Sonic's treating you badly. Do you want to get revenge on him? Do you want to go apeshit? But, like, no, he's just like...
Yeah.
We're both good, actually.
Yeah. So, like, there's some... Let me try to get this right. Okay, so... Sonic sees, like, these remote-controlled airplanes, presumably controlled by Robotnik. Captain Rescue stops them with this shovel gadget, but the airplanes are able to pull on him, which sends him away. And Sonic, like, follows after and stands on the force field platform unknowingly, which gets him caught in the force field? I'm not sure how part A exactly led to part B, but
he was
he's
gonna,
caught
like,
in the
save
force
him.
Field now. Yeah.
He was gonna, like, save him from being, like, flown around, I guess.
Yeah.
Um...
He just happened to stand in the exact right place.
Yeah, of course.
He saw the big comedy X on the ground.
Big comedy. He's in a big comedy egg.
Yeah.
He does that instead of, like, having to put the force field around the Earth because that was too much energy. He was like, well, I have enough energy for, like, one person to go in it, so let's put Sonic in it. So he's out of commission temporarily.
I love how that wasn't his original plan. Like, he didn't go from, oh, I'll capture Sonic in this egg. No, he immediately started of, oh, I'll just put the egg around the Earth.
Around the entire world.
Then John Long Baldry hams the fuck out.
Oh! Yeah.
Yeah. Or Long John Baldry. And he's like...
Robotnik.
He's out... We're out here, and he's in there! And he's like... And this world is mine! Mine! All mine! Just goes at it. And then he points to himself like he's trying to imitate Sonic somehow. And he points again to correct the pose.
I didn't know that's what he was doing. I thought he was just pointing.
That's what I assume he was doing. And like...
he starts singing the Vocaloid song "World Is Mine."
Yeah.
It
cuts to commercial, and then when it cuts back, he like repeats himself, and then he's like, "Hey, I said that already."
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. It was a good gag.
Yeah.
And the Scratch and Grounder, don't they like pick him up?
I think so.
And Sonic's like fucking with them so that like yeah,
I figured out where we are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Captain Rescue tries to like save Sonic, but his belt malfunctions and he's not able to do anything. Robotnik insults him, and Captain Rescue just leaves in a state of depression. Tails is like gonna try to talk to him to like get him to do something.
But doesn't Tails like talk to Sonic at first? Because Sonic gets away even though he's in the force field still.
Oh, yeah.
because he's like fucking with Grounder, and it makes him punch the force field, and like
Yeah. Sonic can't like move at all. Like he tries to move around, tries to do stuff. Like
yeah,
Robotnik.
At some point, he like ends up talking to Tails though before he goes to see Captain
Yeah.
Rescue, because that's also when like Grinder and Scratch like get the Stompy robots.
I think I mean Tails is. Yeah. Okay. I figured it out. Yeah. Robotnik is like having Scratch and Grounder take him to the Hilltops town square to be put on display as an example to anyone who defies him.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's when he got out of their grasp.
Yeah. Then they like get in the big stompy walkers from a couple episodes ago, to like just destroy the village. And then Tails goes to Captain Rescue's trailer, where Captain Rescue is in depression mode. But somehow, some way, Tails is able to like talk him into saving Sonic. It feels abrupt. Like he says, it's like he's saying, "Hey, can you save him?" "No, I'm depressed. Come on." And he says, "Okay."
Yeah, that's kind of what happens.
He like, "Can you save Sonic?" And he's like, "No, I can't really do anything anymore." He's like, "Yeah, but can you?" And then he just goes, "Yeah, sure."
He also holds a toilet plunger and thinks it's a weapon.
Yeah, that also happens.
Tails does, I mean.
Yeah.
What is he like makes he like when he decides to help, he like flips, the two of them are out of the trailer, and then he flips the trailer over, like the ground flips over, and there's just a rocket there.
Yeah, that's where he stores his jet.
His secret rescue rocket that he's left in disrepair.
Do you think is he Rocket Raccoon then?
You know?
Chubby Rocket Raccoon.
Thinking
about it.
We cut back to Hilltop, which is in total ruin. This village is basically gone. But then Captain Rescue comes in to defeat the walkers.
Yeah, he like uses the rocket to like go through between their legs.
Yeah, he like grabs an anchor and like attaches it to one of the legs, causing it to fall over and break apart.
Yeah. Or I thought they like slid off of the rocket when he.
Maybe I don't really remember.
There's a lot going on in this episode specifically. I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just because I'm not feeling amazing or not, but it just seemed like this episode. There's just like bam, bam. I know that's always this show, but this one just felt particularly.
Yeah, this one just felt really off the rails.
Guess that's why it makes good YouTube poop material, though.
Yeah, it really does. So Sonic and Captain Rescue like teach Tails about what to do about this force field, which is send Sonic flying into the air so that the air pressure will thin out until the force field expands to a point where it has to burst.
The fuck?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently this is how physics work. They had to get that educational, informational stamp somehow.
They do also wear like graduation hat things to show they're smart.
Yeah, and they say Tails has to go back to school since he doesn't know this.
Yeah.
I guess I have to,
It
too.
is worth noting. it is worth noting that in the late 80s and early 90s, you could very much, like, get extra money from the government if you put educational content in your cartoon. I'm not sure what happens next, except that, like, they send Sonic out into, like, low orbit.
And, somehow, like, he, like, busts through and also busts the rocket and ends up falling from space.
Yeah.
And then, like, at the same time, Tails and Captain Rescue are, like, stopping them. I don't remember what Captain Rescue does.
Yeah,
they somehow get caught?
Yeah, So Sonic and Tails and Captain Rescue are gonna deal with Scratch and Grounder. Captain Rescue tries to throw a boomerang at them, but it goes back too soon and knocks his pants down like a comedy.
Oh, that's right.
But Sonic is able to get to ground. He was able to land safely thanks to a bird catching him halfway there. But
Tails and Captain Rescue get, like, caught in, like, a metal thing, and somehow Sonic is about to get, like, blasted by Scratch or Grounder or something with, like, a gun. They have guns.
Yeah, they have these weird sci-fi guns.
And Sonic seems about ready to, like, give up so that they don't, Tails and Captain Rescue don't get, like, fucked up. But then Captain Rescue makes, like, a metal thingy come out of his belt to, like, wrap up Scratch and Grounder.
Yeah, and Robotnik.
Yes.
And the day is saved. Sonic thanks Captain Rescue and says that if he ever needs advice on hero stuff, he knows who to go to. And the episode ends with, like, an inverted version of Robotnik's catchphrase where Captain Rescue just says, "I like that hedgehog." And then we get the Sonic Says. Tails and Captain Rescue get lost in the woods. And this old bear teaches them that moss grows heaviest on the north, so they'll find their way out.
Which is not true.
Yeah.
Fun.
But this is somehow able to get them out. And we learn the lesson from Captain Rescue that older people are wise and know what to do. Respect your elders.
Yeah, because the joke for him was he was old throughout the episode, too.
Yeah. I guess it's related to the episode's concept. So, let's move ahead to episode 9. Episode
Sonic
19.
Sonic knows how to be a hero without Captain Rescue, but okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Episode 19, The Mystery of the Missing High Tops. Sonic and Tails are being chased by robot bugs.
They're Beedrills.
Yeah.
They funny, Sonic runs to a rock and digs through it with his super speed and drags Tails along with him, so two of them get, like, knocked out because they hit the two sides of the rock, and then one goes through and, like, chases them, and they end up on the other... They don't end up on the other side. They end up, like, underground somehow and then pop out. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like he was going into a rock wall, and I guess he went to the surface of that area, which is in front of a newsstand. Sonic is able to, like, spin the last robot bug into submission. Apparently these are Buzz Bombers, but they look nothing like Buzz Bombers.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Sonic reads the news. Tomorrow is Sonic Appreciation Day. Just a whole festival dedicated to Sonic.
Yeah.
They
Sonic
go...
Day.
Yeah?
No, they decide to go to the festivities, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I guess are technically the next day. They, like, go early.
Yeah. As they leave, the dog newsstand manager calls in to an unknown individual saying Sonic is here, and he has those friction-proof sneakers that he can't run without.
Yeah, and the person on the phone doesn't even sound like who it ends up being. I'm just gonna say this. It sounds like Captain Rescue. It's the same voice. But he's not in this episode at all.
Yeah. Very odd. But who they do meet is Harry the Hawker, who is a bird man. He sells Sonic merch that I assume Sonic does not know about or profit off of.
He clearly doesn't, because he doesn't know he's selling gum that Sonic is supposedly chewed.
Yeah.
Which, ew.
Gross.
But Harry the Hawker thinks it's a Sonic mask and, like, pulls on his nose.
Yeah.
Like it's a funny mask. And he's like, do you want these Sonic shit? These Sonic knives. These funny Sonic gum, pre-chewed gum that he chewed. And Sonic's like, I don't chew gum.
Yeah. But then, like, Tails explains, no, that's actually Sonic you're talking to. So Harry gives him a blue bookmark as an apology.
This is important.
It's a surprise tool that'll help us later.
Yeah. And then Scratch and Grounder show up in a mech, and it's a two-person mech, and very tragically, Scratch and Grounder are not drift compatible.
Rip. They have some trouble, like, with their lefts and rights, and then Sonic, like, ties them up in the big robot, and they, like, trip, and it's, like, a funny, sack racing race joke. Kind of, I think. I've never done a sack race before. Where you, like, hop in the sack with another person.
Right. Or left.
Ha ha. Thanks.
Yeah, so... yeah. Sensible chuckle. So... yeah. Sonic is able to trip Scratch and Grounder with a banner, and then a woman is about to fall off a building, but Sonic saves her at the last second, and she kisses him.
Yeah. Don't love this.
Her name is Sonette. She changed her name in honor of Sonic, and she has all of Sonic's merch.
Normal stuff, including the chewed gum.
Yeah. Throughout the entire episode, you can see just like a piece of gum in her mouth. It's deeply concerning.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not actually pre-chewed and he just squished it a little bit. You know.
I am thinking about like. The fact that she changed her name in honor of Sonic. I like the idea that instead of naming your baby Goku Sephiroth, you change your own name to Goku Sephiroth.
Oh, fuck
Take matters into your own hands.
That makes way more sense, though. And honestly, I respect that way more.
Yeah.
Even though it's questionable, because a baby can't consent to that shit, but you're consenting to that shit. You're like, yeah dude, I'm gonna fucking do it.
Yeah.
I'm naming myself after the two bravest men that I know.
Yeah, Goku and Sephiroth.
For sure.
Harry Potter found as a fucking coward for not naming himself
Fuck.
Albert Cerberus.
What if Harry Potter changed his name to Albus Cerberus?
You know, that would vastly improve the ending of that, just for the raw stupidity.
It would!
You just show up to the train station and said, I'm Albus Cerberus now.
Yeah. They're like, hey.
Aren't you Harry Potter? And he's like,
wait.
no.
No, I named myself after the two bravest men I knew, Albus and Severus. Okay,
just, all right, man.
Christ. What the fuck? Oh, she, like, tried to give him another kiss or something, and he was like, nope. Yeah. I'm out of here.
And she's like, I'll get even. We cut to the hotel where Sonic and Tails are spending the night. And one of the concierge recognizes Sonic. His name is Hodgepodge. I didn't realize this was his name until like later on when they say his name.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fun name.
Yeah, it's a good name. It's a good name to give a rabbit. But Hodgepodge and Sonic used to race each other. And Sonic is able to, Sonic wins the race they do, but Hodgepodge is able to, like, keep up the pace.
He's still very fast.
Yeah.
He just has big old feet.
Yeah, he's got
big
rabbit
important.
feet. Yeah.
And no shoes.
No shoes. Barefoot is legal for him.
Not Sonic.
But
not Sonic.
But not Sonic. Absolutely. According to Mobian law, barefoot is legal unless you are Sonic. But like, Hodgepodge used to be the fastest runner on Mobius, but then Sonic was able to outrun him, and has always been able to outrun him since.
I'm not mad.
He's not mad, though. He's learned from it. He's laughing,
I'm not
actually.
mad, I'm laughing. I'm laughing, actually. But he does seem very, like, fine with it, though. Even though he does keep, like, hitting the crap out of Sonic. But it's in a funny friend way.
Yeah.
He's just very aggressive with his love.
Yeah.
Just like my cat.
Coconuts watches all this while in disguise. And he's got a plan. We don't know what that plan is yet, though.
I don't think he knows either, honestly.
Probably. We cut to Robotnik playing cards with a robot. It's got a monitor head that displays its thoughts. And it's able to win against Robotnik with 4 aces. Robotnik
he hates it.
Yeah, this robot, I really like this cute robot, but it's not to be because he won for winning against Robotnik, his reward is getting shot a bunch with a laser.
And tossed in a pile of other broken robots.
Yeah. It's tragic.
It's very tragic.
Yeah, Scratch and Grounder show up and they're like, sorry we lost. Also, it's Sonic Appreciation Day is tomorrow. And Robotnik does not appreciate the idea of anyone liking Sonic. So he plots to destroy the town with a robo-roller.
Which is just a steamroller.
Yeah, it's a steamroller.
And then he asks funny joke of, if Scratch and Grounder know how to play card game.
Yeah.
But so he can blast them.
I mean, if anyone's gonna lose to him, it's probably them. They are canonically very, very stupid.
Which is why he keeps them around, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah?
He needs someone to lord over.
Shrug.
Back at the hotel that night, there's like a crack in the door, like someone cut open a hole, and this tube comes out and sprays the room with gas.
Sleeping gas. Makes
Yeah.
it so that Sonic and Tails stay sleeping.
Yeah.
And then when Sonic wakes up, no shoes!
Oh
Yeah. He's completely barefoot, and we learn the following details about his feet. 1. Sonic has 3 toes on each foot. 2. They're completely bare. There are no fur. This is not a paw situation. These are bare feet. And 3, barefoot is legal.
Why did you pay so much attention? Why'd you pay so much attention to that? Oh my gosh.
We need the deep Sonic lore.
Except, it's weird because it cuts, and he does have socks.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not allowed to be barefoot.
He actually has socks for the entire episode after waking up with bare feet.
Yeah,
I'd like to also
true.
point out that the socks look exactly like his shoes.
They look like his shoes.
Yeah.
They just reused the shoes, like, animation and just made it look
But made them
slightly like
floppier.
socks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's easier to draw that way.
Sonic has branded socks.
I think this is the first time we've seen Sonic's feet.
And hopefully the last.
I've got bad news for you then.
Oh, I was
no.
worrying about that.
I can think of at least 2 other instances where we canonically see Sonic's feet, and at least 1 other instance of what they're supposed to look like, but we don't see it on Sonic himself.
Oh?
So, like, according to, like, the modern design for Sonic, like, all sort of Sonic-style anthros don't have toes. They just sort of have generic blob feet. Yeah. So presumably that's what Sonic would look like if he didn't have shoes on.
Probably for the best. He tries to run without his shoes, and he runs, and he's quickly like, the friction hurts his feet, and he has to dunk his socked feet into a bucket of ice. And I'm like, wet socks.
Why Sonic got his socks on in the ice bucket. Those are his
bitch.
hooves. So Tails comes up with the idea of, well, we could be detectives now, then. Their first thing they find is that Coconuts is tied up in the... Well, not tied up. Coconuts is asleep in the closet.
When will
Taking a
Coconuts come
nappy
out?
nap.
When will Coconuts come out of the closet?
So they tie him up, and Sonic threatens to dismantle Coconuts, which feels weird.
Yeah, that sounds scary.
And Tails is very eager about this.
Yeah.
But Coconuts confesses that he didn't do it. He didn't have any reason to do it. He was going to kidnap them. But someone came in the room and knocked him out. Funny, except he said it was in a fight, but the flashback showed that he was just also knocked out by the gas, the sleeping gas. They realize... Sorry, I was just going to say they realize, like, oh, he's probably telling the truth, because they want them, not just Sonic's shoes.
Yeah. So Sonic realizes two more things. The bookmark is missing, and someone broke open the door to get in. Specifically, they cut a hole in the bottom of the door and presumably reached up through there. Tails knows who did it, though. It's Hodgepodge. And Tails is he's tackled and shaking Hodgepodge, trying to interrogate him.
Yeah. He's so convinced it's Hodgepodge. He's being very aggressive.
Yeah.
Tails immediately resorts to violence.
Yeah.
He presses the A button to prove he's lying.
Doubt. But, he's actually... Sonic's actually his feet are too big. Why would he want my shoes?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they realize it's not him.
Yeah. But, Robotnik's robots are coming, and if they don't find the high tops, Sonic can't fight Robotnik. It's at this point Sonic remembers and sees Sonette. So he goes over to Sonette to get an answer from her. She confesses, and she reveals she did in fact steal from him, and gives back what she stole, but what she stole is a food wrapper and a red bookmark.
Interesting.
Yeah. Sonic touches Sonette and on the arm, and she faints from the excitement. Scratch and Grounder show up in the Robo-Roller. And...
In the Roto-Roller.
Yeah, Robo-Roller da.
And Tails is let's use I think Sonic is I'll use my brain like I did for this detective shit. And I'm like, Sonic, you've used your brain before. You've done this whole Sonic song and dance where you've dressed up as someone else.
Yeah.
Literally every episode.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Because he does do that.
Mm-hmm. So... yeah. Sonic, initially is gonna trick them into going through the ramps, which the Robo-Roller would not be able to, go through because it has loops and stuff, and it would just fall apart. So Scratch and Grounder are initially going to fall for this trick, but Coconut points out that Sonic's trying to trick them. So Sonic comes up with his backup plan, which is disguising himself as an old widow and telling Scratch and Grounder that the ramps are for a charity event, and if the widows and orphans don't get that charity money, they won't be able to survive winter.
And they fucking are like, great, let's fucking wreck it. Let's fucking go over this ramp.
Yeah.
So that they can't survive winter. They're like, oh, good. Robotnik will love to hear that we're being cruel to women and children.
Which is true. He would be.
He would be if it was true. It's funny because at first, the reason that the Scratch and Grounder don't get tricked by Sonic is because Coconuts appeared and is like, no, don't do it. He's trying to trick you. And then they're like, oh, okay. But then he does it again when he's dressed up, and Coconuts is like, no, you're being tricked again. But before he can say it, Sonette, covers him in the bubblegum.
Yeah. Yeah, she does that. And so they fall for the plan, hook, line, and sinker.
Is this when they realize, who did it?
Yeah. After that, Sonic, goes on a whole deduction thing. And he reveals, first, it couldn't be Coconuts because he got knocked out too. It couldn't be Hodgepodge because he could just use a key to get in, wouldn't need to break a hole open, and besides, the shoes wouldn't fit him anyways. It couldn't be Sonette because she only stole garbage, and the wrong garbage at that.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
but someone did break in because
Yeah.
she got in because someone broke in.
Yeah, she got the wrong bookmark. But there is someone who would have a differently colored bookmark as well. And that's Harry.
It's Tails.
Harry the Hawker.
No, it's Harry.
Yeah.
But I was like, is that Tails' bookmark? But yeah, it's Harry's bookmark. He went into the room, he tripped, and a bookmark fell out of his pocket, and so he grabbed the blue one that he gave Sonic as a gift instead of the red one.
Yeah.
And he has the shoes.
Yep.
And he gets arrested.
Yep. He was gonna cut up the shoes and sell them as souvenirs, but he couldn't break them because they're too powerful.
He broke a lot of the Sonic knives, which he also used the Sonic knives to cut a hole in the door.
Yeah. Sonic's shoes are too powerful. So Sonic gets an idea at the end, which is to recruit Robotnik into the Sonic fan club by sending him a package. That's it. The end.
He has a Sonic talking shirt. I thought for some reason it was Sonic was hiding on the shirt and he was going to pop out of the shirt.
Yeah, that would make sense. The shirt just says that.
It's just a talking shirt.
And we get a Sonic Says. Sonic is in the shower, and Sonette steals his shoes. But then the angel and devil on Sonette's shoulders tell her what...
They
talk
bicker.
to her. Yeah.
And she's like, oh, stealing's wrong. I'm gonna put the shoes back.
Does not address the breaking
and
and
then
entry.
A barefoot... yeah. And then a barefoot Sonic shows up to congratulate her for doing the right thing, and shows that the Sonic in the shower was just a cardboard cutout. Stealing's bad. Don't do it. Also...
Except when it's funny.
Yeah. Or when it's from a major corporation. Steal from Sega, but don't steal from Sonic.
Yeah.
Or Deke. That's also acceptable. So yeah, that's the end of the episodes for this week. Alright. Let's get into some questions. Why don't we? We just had to breeze through that as much as we could. It's been hard coming up with stuff to say for this, honestly. But
that's just the show.
Yeah. Sometimes weeks are like this. So, if you want to send in a question, you can respond to an Ask post on our Twitter @ShuffleSonic, or ask anytime at your leisure in the Sonic Shuffle server in the Ask Zone channel. I forgot to send out for questions until a few less than 2 hours before recording, so I just did a quick @ here in the server. By the way, if you want to join the server, it's linked in the show notes of every episode, and also on our Twitter @ShuffleSonic. James the Cat Girl asks, what is a murder mystery that isn't a murder that Sherlock Sonic can solve?
Who Tails' real parents are.
I'm trying to think within Sonic's abilities, particularly this Sonic's. Probably some art theft. Figure out who stole the OC.
Yeah. Oh, I just realized that it says murder mystery, and neither of us answered a murder.
I mean, murder mystery that isn't a murder.
Yeah, okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can read. I promise. Maybe he can find out... I mean, he found out where, what's-his-face was in the middle of the jungle, in the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That took some
The
deducing.
case of the missing doctor.
Von Schleber or whatever.
Yeah, you did do that, huh? Just needed to do a bit of a tailing mission.
To be fair, mysteries are easy to solve when the people who know the answers are Scratch and Grounder. Very easily to get the answer out of them.
Yeah. Sidmon asks, if you were a retired superhero, how would you use your powers to share with the next generation of heroes? What fandom would you write a mystery story for? And how would Sonic play Minecraft? Alright.
I don't know. I would...
as far as, like, powers, I mean, depends on the powers. If I have, like, if it's something that can be taught, I teach it. If it's something that can't be taught, I guess I'll use it in less save the day sort of ways and more help people from day to day sort of ways. Like, I don't know. Like,
yeah, like teaching lessons
just...
and stuff with it somehow. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just zap someone with my powers and they get it.
Yeah, I pull a funny All Might and I just give them my powers.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Or I pull a funny Santa Claus and I give him my Santa Claus outfit.
And you die?
And I die, yeah. For sure.
I guess. And that's a key point of it, yeah.
It's fine.
You funny Santa Claus, and you get them to kill you on Christmas Eve.
Maybe be like a protege to someone with the same powers. That would also work. Or
I also just realized I made it sound like Santa was a superhero.
I mean,
is he not?
I guess he kind of is.
A super.
Superheroes.
Oh God.
Your challenge this week is to deliver presents for all the children. Don't get attacked.
Superheroes. Don't get attacked. Your challenge this week is to not get attacked by the reindeers, which are actually dogs.
You have to help this orphan child find her parents. Okay. So what fandom would I write a mystery story for?
What fandom? I don't know. I'm not good at writing mysteries. Like, if I was gonna write a mystery at all, it would probably be like a horror-based mystery kind of thing. I'm saying I want to write the Magnus Archives.
Alright.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I just don't think I would be that good at writing like a straight-up mystery.
Yeah, I once did a mystery campaign for Mouse Guard. We had fun, but I don't think I wrote it very well. But I guess it also answers my question, which is Mouse Guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't write much for fandom nowadays, but when I was a kid, I could see myself writing something like a Pokemon fandom mystery or something, trying something like that.
You could do a few ghost-type Pokemon mysteries. Like some haunting stuff.
Is your answer just the Magnus Archives, Devon?
Yeah, basically. I have Magnus Archives on the brain right now. I can't think of anything else.
Oh, I'd probably also write one for Buck Fables. That would probably be good.
That'd be good.
Aw. Oh, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door already has mystery in it because it's an incredible game.
Yeah. It's just 2 steps away. Our next... Okay. Sonic playing Minecraft. I thought about this one. And it's that he plays co-op with Tails. He goes out and, like, explores and, like, gathers resources. And Tails builds stuff for them back at their, like, base.
I know this is the simplest answer. I feel like Sonic can only do speedruns. Like, I feel like Sonic would get Minecraft and be like, how is the fastest way I can beat this game?
Sonic does a Minecraft speedrun. He gets to the Nether.
He gets to the Nether as fast as possible.
I don't know enough about Minecraft to really comment, other than building. Fun.
Brown bricks. I love to build brown bricks in Minecraft. Oh, and Sonic.exe would hang out with Herobrine.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
With their very realistic blood.
Yeah.
They're very hyper-realistic blood. Except it's actually just blocky.
But also very
Minecraft
hyper-realistic.
blood.
Yeah. And also just photorealistic eyes and Herobrine's eyes. Yeah, so... What else? I think that's it for questions.
Yeah.
So... Alright. Let's roll for next week, why don't we?
Sounds good.
Okay. Rolling. That's a 7. I need to check what 7 is. I think it's either Sonic Underground or Sonic X. Let me real quick check.
It's Underground.
Oh. Oh no. Guess we're talking about Sonic Underground next week.
Here we go.
Alright.
Well,
I think we'll watch 2 episodes of that. Okay.
Or you will, and I won't.
I will, and... Oh boy. Okay, so... As always...
you can find
I'm Dan.
Yeah.
You can find me at a lot of places. And you can find those places at linktr.ee/Mike_Dawson with a 0. From there, you can find my Twitter. You can find the other podcasts I do, which include Pod of Greed. We have recorded our very first GX episode. It will be up by the time you hear this. We had a lot of fun talking about it. I cannot wait to discuss it further. You can listen to Stranger's Fiction, an actual play focused on one-shots. I don't think there's one okay. We recorded an episode of The Ground Beneath, and I commissioned art for it. Specifically, I commissioned art of the Jersey Devil with the huge ass statue.
Oh my god.
You can listen to Disney Minus, a Disney podcast I do with Steven and Kat. Our latest episode is on The Haunted Mansion 2003, in which Eddie Murphy gets cucked by a ghost. You can also follow my art blog and my Kodash fee where I take commissions. For as little as $3, you can order a commission from me. And last but not least is at Xbox_holiday, where Usher celebrates holidays with Xbox. Happy Sonic Appreciation Day, Xbox.
Ooh. Alright, you can find me at Haunting the Morg on Twitter, Haunting the MORG. You can also find me on my other podcast, Departure Lounge. The best plane-based Hunter podcast out there, where I've never seen the show and my two co-hosts have and love it. I'm a few episodes behind on like putting up stuff. We've like recorded into the next season. I just have to put the minisode and that up. It'll probably be a while because illness, but eventually. There's some good episodes already though, so check it out.
Yeah, you can find me at Twitter at GroovingGhastly, and also at a Hunter podcast. It is called Going Well Hunting. We just got into the second season, so the first episode for that should be up sometime tonight whenever I upload it. And yeah, it's pretty fun times. And that's all I got.
And as always, you can find us at Shuffle Sonic on Twitter. And from there you can find our Discord where you can send us questions, discuss Sonic, discuss the show, and so on. And as always, Sonic is real, he is strong,
The only
and he is
one.
my friend.
Sonic is the only blue live that matters.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.